we have some breaking news that probably came out a few minutes ago. So, and some of you people already know about this, but the Old Man Tour continues for the Detroit Lions. According to Adam Schefter, the Detroit Lions have signed Anquan Boldin to a one-year deal for the 2016 season.
How old is he?
How old is this young man?
40?
He's not 40.
38.
Why don't you look it up?
35.
35.
Well, see, there you go.
Last year, he caught 69 passes for 789 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler. So Anquan Boldin. Here's my take on this. I think the Lions love to tease their fans with big names. Big names who've accomplished a lot. Big names borderline Hall of Fame. Big names who've been in the Pro Bowl. I look at Anquan Boldin as being a veteran. You know, a guy that'd be okay. He'll do some things, but you'll see that he has aged. You will see that he's beaten up, but he's going to do some nice things for the Lions. Not thrilled about it, not upset about it, but this is another older, and they've tried to do this before with older players, hoping that they can get that fountain of youth. And I think the Lions are hoping. He's a big guy. He knows the league, obviously. I'm okay with it, but I'm not jumping up and down.
I'm fine with it. I mean, what do they have, 15 receivers now?
Yeah.
So they got to whittle it down to, 6? By the time they actually put a team out there on the field for opening day. But I got no issue with it. I think he'll make the team, and I think that pretty much is a vision or where they are, where their actual receivers. I think this is who the Lions team is.
You know what I think they really wanted to do?
They lack talent.
No, you're right, but you know what I think they really wanted to do this season? They wanted to have Arian Foster and Anquan Boldin on the team at the same time. Now, for the Slappy fans, they would be screaming, jumping up and down, talking about Super Bowl. Who's better than us? Nobody. The Lions couldn't quite pull it off. They got half of it, but I really believe that you got Matthew Stafford back there. You got Golden Tate, Anquan Boldin, Arian Foster. Man, look at this team. Well, you know what? In namesake, yeah, it looks good. But you would hear this on the field as they're running down the field.
I got 2 things for you.
Go ahead.
Number 1, this is their 9th receiver. Jones, Curley, Roberts, Copeland, Tate, Fuller, who's hurt, Jones, Spadola, and now Boldin. So they have a lot to choose from. That's number 1. Number 2, how dare you? How dare you? You're accusing of fans of being stupid.
I am.
You are.
I am.
You think just because Arian Foster was maybe going to come here and he went to Miami instead. Don't forget they signed Stephen Ridley. He's a name people know. And then Anquan Boldin. You really think that fans are that gullible that they're going to think, oh, my God, we got so many stars.
Our fans are knowledgeable.
Yeah, see, I agree with Caldwell. That's a wrong take by you.
If you brought back Barry Sanders, a decade after he's retired, people would be jumping up and down and screaming, hey, you know what? Barry's got fresh legs. I bet you can still do it.
Oh,
of
come
course.
on.
You don't believe that the Lions and other sports franchises and others too try to pull the wool over fans' eyes.
I think they try to pull the wool over fans' eyes, just not in this regard. Like, I think fans realize that Boldin has nothing left or little to nothing left, that Foster has, not you, but Arian, is he your brother?
No, we're not related. We did a check.
That he has something, little to something left. I mean, I think fans are knowledgeable. It's kind of like in 2008 when they were going 0-16, and they're like, we're going to bring in, you ready for this? We're gonna bring in Dante Culpepper. Remember Dante with the little rolling arms?
Yeah. You know who fell for that one?
Yeah. Nobody fell for that one.
No. Oh, really?
Who fell for that one? Listen, hold on.
You obviously don't listen to the Valenti and Foster show, you traitor.
Oh, I always listen.
You know who fell for that? Mike Valenti.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
Fellas, help me on this one.
Yes, he did. Thought Dante Culpepper was going to be good.
Shut up. Mike and I got mad. I said, Mike, what is it with you and broken down quarterbacks who can't play? He applauded that. He said, we're going to get our roll on. And you know how many games he won with the Lions, Jeffrey? How many games did he win with the Lions?
None.
Zitters. Mike Valenti fell for that one, hook, line, and sinker. You ask him.
I don't believe that.
Of course, he'll lie now. Oh, I was all against Dante Culpepper. He'll lie.
But do you remember, like, when they signed and brought in Dante Culpepper, they were 0-9, I want to say. And I was so excited. I was doing the postgame show before the Lions kicked me off for being too negative. They did. The Lions kicked me off the postgame show because I was too negative. They kicked me off because I was too negative, and they were 0-16.
Right, and then we kicked them off because we were too negative.
Right. So everybody's getting kicked off.
I know.
But I remember when they brought him in, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be dripping with intrigue. Not because he's gonna be good, because he's gonna be so bad, it's gonna be embarrassing.
Well, you were right.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely.
I don't believe that Mike believed that Dante was going to be good.
Oh man,
I'm going to text him right now.
Yeah, please text him right now. That's why he started on me that I hate black quarterbacks, because he wanted to bring in Vince Young and then Dabrowski. He liked Culpepper and who's the fat guy out in Oakland? Anyway, he liked all these.
Oh, Jamarcus Russell.
Right. He liked all these bad quarterbacks, and none of them could play.
You remember that Jamarcus Russell story? The greatest football story I've ever heard in my life.
What is that, my friend?
The Raiders said, hey, can you go home and watch these plays over the weekend? And he came back the next day, and he's like, hey, I watched those plays, and there was nothing on the disc. The Raiders knew there was nothing on the disc, so obviously he never watched them.
Wow.
And, so I thought that was good. So
248-539-9797. Are you fooled by this signing of Anquan Boldin?
Nobody's fooled.
Or are you excited about bringing a vet into the Lions, and he's going to lead the Lions to the Super Bowl? Let's go to Alan, 97.1 The Ticket.
Hey guys, how are you?
Pretty good, man.
I hope nobody's fooled by this. Anquan Boldin in his prime was a very good football player.
Yes, sir.
And I think that if he doesn't make that catch for the Ravens on 3rd and short, I think Jim Harbaugh might have a Super Bowl ring. Flacco drilled one to him like a few yards away, and he squeezed it. If you could put Boldin and Calvin together, probably had the greatest receiver in the history of football. I don't know if I've ever seen Boldin drop a pass, maybe one pass his whole career. But anyway, he's still probably an upgrade over what they have if he can get open.
That might be true.
Drop anything. I also wanted to hit quickly on the Tigers conversation. I agree with you, Terry. I don't want to diminish Mr. I's strengths and greatness as an owner, but I don't think we can call him great unless it's based on generosity and his willingness to write checks.
Hey, Alan, real quick, man. So he won 4 cups as the Detroit Red Wings owner. He got the 2 World Series. He hired guys that were competent and knew what the hell they were doing. Like, why can't you call Mr. I great?
We're talking about 2 different sports, pal.
Well, no, he's the owner of both.
No, but it's 2 different sports.
Oh, so are you saying he's a great owner of the Red Wings, but just an okay owner of the Tigers?
Baseball is a step up from the National Hockey League.
He's still an owner of both teams. I'm not going to deny it, but he's still an owner of both teams.
Look, brother.
So when you talk about an owner, you're talking about the all-encompassing owner.
I can own you and be a great owner. Then I might own 97.1 The Ticket and not be it's 2 different things. You may continue, Alan.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm not slamming him in any way.
Right.
I agree with Terry. Great is part of it is there's intangibles, but it's the success of the organization on a number of fronts. But we were talking about the Tigers. The other thing I wanted to put out there, and this is a what if, and I don't want to get raked over the coals because I don't want to diminish Miggy's greatness as a hitter. But back when they made that trade, and it was a very good trade in 2008, Torrey Hunter was a free agent. He was a 5-tool player. He would have been a really nice fit in center field, and I'm wondering what might have happened with him and that pitching staff, and if they made the team differently. And then doesn't mean they couldn't have made the trade for Miggy anyway. But I thought Torrey Hunter would have been a great fit in center field when the Angels signed him. He would have kept center field warm for Cameron Maybin.
Well, I thought Torrey Hunter did play here.
He did.
He did play later.
But you're talking about back then.
Yes. He brings a different element to the game.
Okay,
and so leadership.
So that's your knock on Dave Dombrowski, though, that he didn't go out and get Torrey Hunter 5 years earlier?
No, Jeff. You're looking for a reason to prove that we're wrong when we're not saying that he's a great owner of the Tigers. I'm not blaming Ilitch at all for that. I'm saying
no, I know. I
here,
said Dave, but okay.
That's a long time ago, Alan. Long time ago. Torrey Hunter came here and he did fine.
He's fine. Yeah, he's a great Tiger. I guess. Well, okay, good Tiger. I don't want to use that word.
You can't.
Yeah,
it's a sacred word, Jeffrey. That's what you don't understand.
No, and I get that. I guess my whole point is, like, the greatness of Dave Dombrowski in Detroit. It's debatable. We've been debating it over and over and over. That's fine. But the greatness of Mike Ilitch. First of all, you have to say he's an owner of both teams. That means he's an owner of both teams. So you talk about him in an owner for both teams. The second thing is, what the hell else do you want him to do to make him great? Like, so he had to win, but him winning has a lot to do with other people.
All right, let me make you happy. He's a great NHL owner.
Okay.
Not a great baseball owner. Very, very good.
Okay, so I mean, add the two together. That's.
If you want to talk about overall owner, maybe great. Let me debate that.
So now somebody's admitting they're wrong.
Well, you did something that wasn't so great, and I want to rake you over the coals. 97 won the ticket.